This story drives me up, down, and all around the mother effing wall. Hey, what up you guys, it's your girl Talana and welcome back! And today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a story time, and this story is totally freaking wild. I don't think I've ever told anyone this story before. This is a total middle school story, so I cannot be blamed for how I acted when I was like 11 or 12 or when, I don't know, whenever you are in middle school. Because some of the stuff that happens in the story is pretty freaking wild, and my reaction to that stuff isn't totally normal. So this is gonna be the story of the time that I was pretty much friggin' cheated on. Okay, so let's start with the setting. The setting of the story is in middle school. So I was dating this boy in middle school and we were in choir together. And every year in choir we had like the annual trip to Disneyland where the whole choir would go and we'd do some competition there and la-di-da, but we got to play and have a fun day or two at Disneyland. So our plan was to spend the entire day together at Disneyland as normal couples do when you go on trips together, but you know, that's not important. Anywho, so our plan was to hang out the entire time, but this wouldn't be much of a story time if things went as planned, you see. So we got there and we had hung out for about a half hour, and he was in my friend group, so we had our friend group, but then he was also kind of in this other friend group, and it was like the popular group of the school. But knowing me, obviously I wasn't really in that group. And at that point I didn't really know that he was a part of that group, so this story kind of leads me into figuring out that he was actually a part of the group. So we hung out for like an half hour and I never saw him leave, but he kind of just disappeared. And that was kind of weird because we were all in a group together and then he just wasn't there, and we were like, oh, well, I don't know where he went. Probably went off to hang out with someone else. You know, what are you gonna do? So then later in the day I'd found out that he went to hang out with the popular girls in their group with all the super hot popular girls, and obviously I wasn't in that group. So I didn't really care, but I was like, okay, hey, like, let's just meet up again so we can hang out. So he kept just being like, oh, okay, but I have to go on this ride, I'm like in line, or like I have to go to the bathroom, or I have to wait for this person, or do this thing, or I have to go meet with my chaperone, or something. Always an excuse. So we never really got the chance to meet up for like several hours until I just happened to run into him holding hands with one of the popular girls. So I was kind of just like, oh, well, that's unfortunate, like, whatever. I don't really remember what I was thinking, but I was kind of, I mean, the normal response would to be sad, correct? I mean, probably sad would be a normal response. But you know, I know nothing about feelings, so who knows, buddy? I could have been like laughing about it, or like taking friggin' selfies with Goofy and being like, haha, I'm freaking being cheated on at Disneyland, that's so cute. Kind of just like, just continued walking around, and I ignored his text, and I was kind of just like ready to have a girls' day with all my friends, and like I didn't really think that much of it. I was kind of like, oh, that sucks. However, we had the same chaperone for this group, so every 4 hours we had to meet up at the town hall or whatever and check in with our chaperones so they know that we're alive and breathing and not kidnapped by some freaking creepy old man in a Goofy costume. So we met up there, and the popular girl that I saw with the guy was not in our group, so she didn't have to meet up with us then. So I have to wait for every member of our group to come together and meet at the town hall at the exact same time so our chaperone can see us physically together at the same time, which just because I'm not with them doesn't mean I'm not kidnapped. Thank you very much, sir. So of course, with my frickin' luck, the only two people there are me and the boy. So we just have to sit there in this crippling awkward silence. Frickin' forever. So we finally start making small talk and we're just sitting there and chillaxing, whatever. I wanna frickin' dash through the frickin' walls of Disneyland and just bust out of there because I'm so uncomfortable. So when we were talking, we were sitting by an outlet and he had plugged his phone in and was charging it because it was almost dead. So for some reason, he had to get up and go talk to someone else, and he goes, oh, hey, can you watch my phone for me? Well, you better believe that I watched his phone for him. Oh my god. This is embarrassing for me. I mean, I was a child, okay? I was 11. Leave me alone. So then, it's my calm, rational loving personality that I am, I decide that I should look at his text with the girl. Jesus Christ. So I'm kind of just sitting there and he left his phone and walked away, and then his phone buzzed and I glance at the phone and it had the girl's name with several heart emojis next to it. I literally, this embarrassed me so much because I'm so like, if you feel the need to look at someone's phones, that means you don't trust them. If you feel the need to do it, then you should not be dating them. That is a really, really big red flag. Big flag. Obviously, 11-year-old me didn't know that. Anywho, I look through and the texts are all super flirty, lots of heart emojis and all this stuff. Obviously, he's doing all of the work and totally into her, and it was like, I am so done with this. Then he comes back and he's like, oh hey, thanks for watching my phone, and I'm like, okay cool, I have to leave. So then I just walk away, and he was kind of like, oh, okay, because he had no idea that I had freaking seen him with other girls and whatnot. Oh, also throughout the day they've been posting all these pictures together, like super flirty pictures, and I'm just like, you tried. You tried to hide it. You did a really bad job. And Disneyland's big, but when you need to find out something, you're gonna find it, you know what I'm saying. So then, we didn't sit together on the ride home. I'm pretty sure one of my friends had told him off for me because I did not want to be involved. I was just checked the F out of that conversation. So I brought it up to him when I got home, and I had been texting him and we were talking about it, and he just completely lied about it. And I'm like, ocular proof, buddy. A fellow would be proud of the ocular proof that I got from you frickin' all up in this other girl's business. I am literally such a nerd. What was that reference? Nobody's gonna understand that. So I'd been talking to him about it, and he just kept lying, and two things that frickin' drive me freaking wild above anything else is lying and cheating. And when I got home, then I just like texted him and broke up with him because I'm like, hey, you know, you a hoe, just the tea, sis. But in, you know, middle school, 2010 terms, you know. So that was pretty much the story of when I was pretty much basically freaking cheated on because, I don't know. And I don't know. This story drives me up and down and all around the mother frickin' wall. Let me just say. Anyways, that is all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Also turn on my post notifications if you want to be notified every time I post a new video, which is every single Tuesday. And I will see you guys next week. Peace! Whatevs. Boys suck. Men are trash.